Tonight we have the oldest battle known to man, David versus Goliath. It's the type of matchup that is the natural essence of college football. The underdog Horned Frogs from TCU, who didn't even win their own conference, but found a way to push past Michigan, takes on the new college football juggernaut in Georgia and Kirby Smart. Even Las Vegas doesn't believe this game will be close, which is exactly how TCU head coach Sonny Dykes wants it. He's adopted the underdog moniker that Kirby has used to best Nick Saban on Georgia's way to the top of the college football pyramid as it stands today. Georgia has a better roster, more experience, a quarterback that has won it before, and once again will take the field with significant advantages. Now, whatever happens tonight, this year of college football has been about as fun as any I can remember. We've had parity, thrilling finishes, controversies, and incredible upsets. College football continues to be one of the best soap operas around, and even though the future is unknown, the game on the field is as good as it's ever been. Even if tonight is a blowout, it's already been a huge win for not only the fans, but the sport of college football in general. Now, as far as the game goes tonight, David better have a hell of a slingshot because Goliath's ready, and they're not going to back down. I'm going to bring in my co-host, former Michigan quarterback, 6'7", and owner of 7 Foot Island, David Cohn, and former Western State Colorado wide receiver, my brother, friend of Austin Eckler, reader of many movies, Blaine Crane. Guys, obviously people are going to be looking at this game. Georgia, we know, is super talented, and they're coming off a game in which they had a subpar performance. In my opinion, the way they look at it against Ohio State, they're able to finish that one 42-41 and sneak by there and get on to the Natty. But when I look at the matchup and what has to go right and what has to go wrong, and we're going to get into keys to victory, I just keep coming back to the one intangible trait that you cannot teach, and that's experience. Experience. You've been there. You've done that at the quarterback position, multiple spots up front, lost a lot on defense, but you return, guys. The moment will not be too big for Georgia.
I agree with you, and I still don't understand how you lose 5 guys on the defensive side of the football in the first round of the NFL draft and come back and have this type of season. That's what I keep thinking about. And, you know, we talk about on the TCU side of things, what Sonny Dykes has been able to do in year one has been incredible. If you told me that a team from Texas would undoubtedly make the national championship this season, and I had 3 picks to get it right, I still wouldn't have gotten it. You'd have to think Texas A&M with Jimbo Fisher in year 5, year 6. Steve Sarkisian maybe with Quinn Ewers at quarterback entering season 2. Maybe even Houston preseason top 25. Baylor, you know, being in the Big 12 championship last season. TCU, what they've been able to do in one season. But if you pick TCU tonight to win, you are clearly just doing so either because you're a TCU fan or because you want that David and Goliath story and you want the game to be close. I think every single person, every college football fan in the country that is not a Georgia fan wants the national championship game to be close. I'm hoping for a close game tonight. But just like you said, I think Georgia has proven to be able to suffocate their opponents. And Rusty Manziel was talking about this the other day. Kirby Smart understands as good as anyone. I mean, he learned under the tutelage of Nick Saban that he can play and coach at whatever pace the game is going. If it needs to be a shootout because you're playing OSU and you're playing against this unbelievable quarterback in C.J. Stroud, well, then let's shoot it out and let's come from behind. If I need to suffocate and we need to run the ball and just stop you because we're having success on defense, we'll win the game 24-14. He doesn't mind how the game is won, and I think that's a strength to Kirby Smart.
Yeah, Blaine, if you're Sonny Dykes, what is your message to your team before the game?
Can't believe it, guys.
That's your message?
Can't believe it. Hey, I mean, everything we're doing, I mean, it's house money at this point. It's house money. We're the underdog. That'd be my message again and again because they keep being the underdog. And you're a 13.5-point dog against Georgia. What were you against Michigan? 6.5? I mean, if anything, you don't even have to say anything to these kids. You know how, first of all, mostly seniors on this team, especially on that defense. You have an experienced quarterback. You have a great receiver and a great running back and 2 NFL tackles. You can play with these guys.
Yeah, my question is it house money, though? I feel like the semifinal was house money for TCU. Will you ever get back there? That's the thing. Will we ever get back? To me, that almost takes the house money out of it. You do have a senior quarterback. All these guys are leaving. This is a once-in-a-generation team. I hate to say it for TCU fans. It's a I think back to, being an Auburn fan, when Auburn made the Final Four and lost it, at the end. To me, it was like, yo, you're not playing with house money. You know, you made the Final Four. Will we ever get back here?
Well, who's getting out of your way in the Big 12?
Texas and Oklahoma are getting out of it, and it's going to 12. I get that. I'm not talking about the playoff. I'm talking about the natty. It's just for all the breaks that TCU caught. Let's really, really think about all the breaks they caught. You survive SMU by 3 points. You know, Baylor loses their mind late at the end of the games. And I know it has to set up for you. You lose the conference championship game, yet you still make the playoff. I just wonder if the house money argument goes out of the window in the national championship game, because it is, again, when's the last time TCU went to a natty? I can't remember in anything, in my opinion. So I wonder if the house money argument holds water if I'm a player or a coach there. As a fan, maybe you say, look, it's we've upped our profile. That's great, but will we ever get back here? That's the question. Go ahead.
Well, I would think. I mean, at the first year in Sonny Dykes, I mean, you do this.
You're winning.
You're winning in the transfer portal.
On 2013.
Right? You're winning in the portal and you're recruiting well. You have Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12. What does the Big 12 now need? Someone to step up and be in that leader role. If you're TCU, you put yourself in that position this year. Expectations should always be delusional if you're a college football fan. That's the only way you're going to get to the top. There's nothing more dangerous than a bunch of guys who weren't recruited heavily, who weren't always in the spotlight, coming in, whipping people's ass, and knowing they belong. TCU is getting to the point where they think they belong, and if you're a TCU fan, that's exactly what you want. Because I think TCU, the next 5 years, may be in the playoffs multiple times.
Yeah, well, it's like they took Nugenics, and all of a sudden they're feeling better and everything.
I mean, look at Frank Thomas.
That's exactly right. He's just absolutely hitting more tanks than Kadarian. YouTube, appreciate you joining us. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on all social media. Turn that notification bell on so you can know when we know that we're going live.